Think furniture-free living means empty, boring and depressing? Well, these 5 YouTube channels are going to change your mind forever.
A lot of people think that living without furniture is a life devoid of art, comfort and beauty.
They imagine a monk's stark quarters rather than an inviting, cozy and stylish home.
Now we know what you're thinking. Our apartment isn't exactly a design aficionado's dream.
But that's exactly why we're so excited to share these incredible furniture-free living spaces with you.
We're about to explore 5 YouTube channels that prove you don't need a house full of furniture to create a home that is both functional and fabulous.
Get ready to be inspired by minimalist designs that are anything but plain.
So this video from K.A. Emmons shows such a beautifully cozy and inviting space.
Yeah, she actually highlights the fact in her video that she's focused on creating a sanctuary for herself, and that really comes across. It's the kind of place that you can just imagine being in there, reading or working and feeling so comfortable and at home.
Yeah, I mean, you can see, you don't even notice that she doesn't have furniture. It's this just filled with natural textures and beautiful lighting. It's really such a lovely space.
Next up is a really well-known channel called Thoughtworthy Co.
We really love their clean minimalist lines in their apartment and the sort of color palette they've used. There are also some amazing space-saving hacks that they've incorporated.
Yeah, I mean, everything about their space, it's perhaps a little bit minimalist for some people or monotone maybe, but I mean, we just think it's so stylish and beautiful.
And practical at the same time, which is amazing.
One of the things that we really liked is how they use the space in the living room for exercise as well. You'll see that they've got Olympic rings hanging from the ceiling, and that's something that we kind of imagined when we first moved in here, but it didn't pan out. So it's on our wish list to do in the future, but we'll definitely be sneaking ideas from this lot.
So furniture free doesn't mean you can't have stuff. This family has made their living space warm, cozy and inviting with natural textures, plants and magical fairy dust.
This is another one that just looks so inviting. I mean, there's a bit too much stuff for I think for our personal liking, but it's just so beautifully done.
And it's also so great for kids, you know, lots of things to do, lots of space to move around, and a little swing.
Yeah, like there's places and nooks, and I don't know, it gives off a happy vibe. So this one's really cool because it's a yoga teacher's tiny house that we found on a channel called Living Big in a Tiny House, where a guy goes and interviews people living in small houses. And most small houses have furniture, but this yoga teacher has decided that she's very big into movement, and she's gone furniture free with her house. She's put exercise bars on the outside, and there's also a big focus on sustainability and using reclaimed.
Yeah, so they've used reclaimed material in the house to connect her and her space more to the surrounding areas, and also grounding everything. It's really, I don't know if there's such a term, but it's sort of hippie stylish. It's really beautifully done, but it's quite rustic, and you'll see from the reclaimed material that the textures are quite lovely. And she's used a lot of color and sort of floaty, wafty things. So
I think it's
really pretty.
Yeah, it's like in complete contrast to Thoughtworthy Co, but again, I find equally inviting in its own way.
This lady is an extreme minimalist, so this space is very sparse, and might also be a bit hectic for some. But what we really loved about this is how she's used the natural textures to offset the big areas of white.
Yeah. I mean, for me, this is quite appealing, but sort of bordering on quite extreme as well.
She says she's very sensitive to visual stimuli, and she needs to keep her space very clear so she can focus.
Oh, there's a bunny.
Except for her bunny. And there's also guinea pigs.
Oh, wow.
Upstairs.
Oh, okay, interesting. It's a beautiful space, though. I mean, I think it can inspire a sense of calm for sure.
Definitely. Yeah, and she also mentions decision fatigue, and that she's tried to eliminate that as much as possible. And she's done that in all areas of her life: her clothing, her cosmetics, her kitchen, absolutely everything.
Yeah. So I mean, I would still call it stylish for sure. There's you know, in contrast to our place, which is stark by a lot of people's standards, but
Practical.
Not stylish. Wow, what an eye-opening journey through these stunning furniture-free living spaces.
We hope these 5 channels have inspired you to rethink what's possible in minimalist living.
Remember, style isn't about how much stuff you have. It's about creatively using the space that you've got.
We'd really love to hear from you. Have these furniture-free designs sparked any ideas for your own space?
Or maybe you've got some minimalist hacks of your own to share.
Drop a comment below and let's keep the conversation going as always.
And if you found the video helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up and share it with your friends who might be interested in simplifying their living spaces.
And next is our blooper segment, where you'll be able to laugh at our expense as always.
And after that, we will recommend something else for you to watch. So in the meantime, make a coffee and some almond butter toast.
We hope that they have inspired you to.
And if you found this helpful video, it's about creatively using the space at Berto. You've got. Here comes the rain.
Do, do, do. Here comes the rain, and I say it's alright. Do, 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 do.
Okay. One more line and then we switch off.